it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night. And with any luck, that didn't do something weird when I flipped it, and we're not in like weirdness mode. Let me see what we got going on here. Looks like we might be okay. Ah, yes. Yes. Yay, it worked. It actually worked. Yay, me. Alrighty. Okie doke. So here is our card for this evening. There's 2 more Saturdays after today before Christmas. And hey, Rosie, appreciate you coming. I want to give a little update. Based on the number of things that are now on the last chance list and the fact that I think most of y'all probably ought to be pretty close to being done with your Christmas cards, this card tonight is going to be the last of our pre-Christmas Christmas card videos. So we're still going to do videos. It's just this is going to be the last Christmas card on a Saturday video, okay? Just because I'm concerned about using something that might not be available when I get it to you on a video. And 2, like I said, I think you're probably pretty close to being done with Christmas cards this year. So that's just my thought. And next year, we're going to talk about doing it a little earlier. Maybe as early as mid-September, we'll start the series of 12 videos for Christmas so that you'll be ready a little ahead of time. All right, so that's that little admin note. I just wanted to let y'all know. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming. I hope you're having a great weekend and that you are getting all ready for the holiday season because it is fast approaching. I think tomorrow is 18 days left, maybe 19. So this is our card today. I have 2 stamp sets for you to use. This Merry Christmas stamp set, it's one of my favorites. I really love it. Sadly, it is on the last chance list. The good news is it's not showing low inventory, so that means there's time for you to get it, and it's actually discounted. So I think it's a couple of dollars cheaper than normal. It's just 1 stamp set, just 1 stamp in the set. It's this big Merry Christmas, and it is beautiful. So if you don't have it, I highly recommend that you grab it before it's gone so that you'll have it already if you need to make this card for this year, or you'll have it ready for next year. I've also got Pine Tree Trimmings, which has 3 very cute little pine trees, and we're going to use this little one right here, and a sentiment and a star. Okay, so very simple. This also is a pretty flat, pretty lightweight card, so I believe it will actually only take 1 stamp. So yay, yay for the post office, only needing 1 stamp. Hey, Carla, I appreciate you joining for the first time. I hope you will come again. Hey, Marva. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This is all on my blog tomorrow, and it's super easy, so I think you're going to be able to do it easy and peasy. So I am starting with the basic beige panel, and in Cajun Craze ink. So here we have Cajun Craze, Mossy Meadow, and Crushed Curry on basic beige. One of my favorite Christmas color palettes. And I'm going to ink it up real good in the Cajun Craze. And then, not all the way at the top, but also not right in the center, I'm going to stamp this. Let me pull it to me just so I can get it straight on the first go around. Okay. So it looks to me like it's about 3/4 of an inch from the top and centered side to side, best I can do. And then we'll go ahead and stamp that down, hold it a good minute to get a nice image, and yay, yay, it worked, it worked. Okay, now I'm going to stamp a forest of trees from Pine Tree Trimming across the bottom. And when I use a stamp like this, I like to go sideways with my card stock. It just makes it easier for me to approximate straight, and I do kind of want straight. I mean, these could be wind blown, but since I need them to be all the same wind, I don't want to trust it. So I'm just going to go with straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up, hey Sharon, in Mossy Meadow, and we're going to start right about here in full strength. Okay, and then because I want to be sure I have the same amount of ink on my entire stamp, I'm going to stamp off there before I stamp the next one. Okay, part of the reason for that is because I moved up, and I will tell you what that does. If I had used this stamp already stamped once and then moved up, this portion of the stamp would have had full strength ink on it, and it would have looked weird. I assure you, it would have looked weird. I had to, you know, redo a panel because I did that exact thing. All right, so now I'm just going to keep kind of going across. And what I'm doing, you can't see that I'm doing it, but I am, is I'm trying to kind of weave my way in around those letters. So I'm not really stamping over the letters too much. Occasionally I will. Like on this next one, I'm going to go up a ways into the R. But I think it's okay. I'm just trying to make it so that the sentiment is still readable. Now, because I stamped way up here, I'm just going to stamp down. The whole stamp is the same, has the same amount of ink on it, so I can just stamp down like that, okay? So just alternate whatever seems reasonable, whatever you like when you're doing this, whatever makes you happy in your design heart, and go stamped off once, maybe stamped off once again. You're making a forest, and not everything is going to be the same distance away from you. All right, so, and I'm also alternating the heights. So some are taller than the others. And if you have any doubt where your full strength ink is and where your stamped off ink is, just ink and stamp off on your grid paper, okay? So that you don't get a weird stamped image that you just can't deal with. All right. I know, this is like the coolest tree stamp. I really, really love this tree a lot. So I am glad that this stamp so far is staying with us. Okay, so I like how that looks. You know, let me put one more right here. I'm going to do a stamped off once. And just a little bit to fill that edge in. And you know what? Let's do it on the other side too. Like that. There we go. Okay. Now that is what I call a very full forest. Alrighty. Thank you, Rosie, for sharing that. Yes, it's in Pine Tree Trimmings. You can see the stamp set right there. Also from that stamp set is my star. And I'm going to stamp it a couple of times in crushed curry ink. And then we're going to emboss this in the brick embossing, this the exposed brick embossing folder. Okay, so let me get that. Hang on just a second. Be hanging on. One moment, please. 1 moment, please. Well, let's see. Where did I put it? Oh, where did I put it? Well, I wasn't prepared at all, was I? How unprepared can I get? See if I can find that stamp, that embossing folder. If not, if I can't, we're going to use a different embossing folder. And then you'll see how it looks with a different embossing folder. You'd think it would be right here since I just made this card the other day. Well, dang, dangly, dang, dang, dang. Dang, diddy, dang, dang, dang. Okay, so I cannot find my exposed brick embossing folder, so let's make it with the Beautiful Patterns embossing folder. I think that will be a nice little different look. When you are putting an embossing folder on, you can use that black line right there is going to give you straight. So it's not quite as important with a non-up, down, left, right, straight lined embossing folder. I know, it's right here, I'm sure. I'm certain it's right here. But yes, I will find it as soon as I hit end of the video. Or, you know, or I dropped it on the floor. That's always possible too. Yeah, it's been one of those days. But, any hooch, If you need to have something straight with your embossing, like lines or any design, then if you will use that black line right there, that will make your pattern straight, okay? So this one we're gonna make with beautiful patterns. Because, oh, okay, I'm kind of a dork. Never mind. The exposed brick was on my, yeah, okay. One of those days. It was on my machine. All right, so again, we're gonna put it in. I'm gonna go ahead and line it up because the brick is, a good bricklayer wants his brick kind of straight. So we're gonna make it straight. And the brick does go across this direction, so that's how we're gonna do it. So there you go. But thank you, that is where the beautiful patterns folder is. And you are correct. Faith, you were absolutely right. It was right in front of me all the time. It's a good thing, as my mom used to say, that it wasn't a snake, because it would have bit me. Bit me, bit me, bit me. Okay, beautiful patterns would have worked nicely, but I really like the exposed brick for this card, so I'm glad we found it. All right, now I'm going to mat this on some Cajun Craze cardstock using my liquid glue. I like liquid glue. I mean, I use it all the time, but I really do like it best when I am embossing, especially with a 3D embossing folder, because it kind of gets into the nooks and crannies and helps get a good solid stickum in place. Could you get any more traditional than Cajun Craze, Mossy Meadow, and Crushed Curry? I mean, seriously. All right. So that's going to be our card front. No embellishments, no linen thread, no nothing. Just that. And now we're going to stamp another sentiment. This one is from Pine Tree Trimmings. And I'm going to go with Cajun Craze. Nope. Yep. Cajun Craze. Now look. This is kind of a sentiment that's going to... It's a bit of an optical illusion. Okay, so... in order to get it straight, this is what I did. I lined my panel up on my grid paper. And then I held the sentiment roughly where I want it up and down. And I lined the from up with my grid line right there. And then I just moved it over without changing the orientation. Okay? And it still is going to look a little funny. In fact, I don't even like that, so I'm going to do another one like that. I think I need to pull it down to me. That's part of my problem, is I'm not looking at it straight. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so there is straight. There we go. But the sentiment itself is on an angle, so you kind of have to just be going, yeah, oh gosh, Mary Catherine, yeah. I'm not going to say that I've done that, but I've so done that. And there's really very few things more disturbing than that. It makes you start to really doubt yourself. Okay, now we're going to stamp this tree image 5 times. 3 on one side, 2 on the other. So I'm going to go 1. And since I'm moving down, I can just do a stamped off once. And then I'll re-ink. No, I'm not going to stamp off. I'm going to re-ink and do right like that. Okay. And then we'll do 2 on the other side. About like that. And then we can go down and go like that. Okay, there we go. And while I have that out, why don't I do my envelope? I'll do my envelope, eh? Hey, Amy, glad to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. I'm just going to stamp once and then again without re-inking. And then we're going to use our star again to add a few stars. Oh my goodness. Jane, now, if you'll be laughing on the other side of the video, then we'll be laughing together. I could so see myself doing that. Okay, I'm just going to stamp that twice on the envelope on the front, and then I'm going to stamp him right there in the center, just like that, for the flap. And then here, we're gonna have a couple of 3 times on here. Like that. And then I'm gonna put my ink away so I don't have an ink catastrophe, and we'll get this into our card base. And you can see how quick that was, even given the time I was looking for the embossing folder that was right in front of me the whole time. Yeah. All right, I'll put a little bit of liquid glue on there. Remember, with liquid glue, people who have trouble with liquid glue typically use more than they need. I think if you're having trouble with it, try thinking about what you need and then using less. Try that and see if that doesn't help, because it squishes all over, which is both its strong point and its downfall. Okay, it's the place people get in trouble because it squishes out all over the place, gets all over their fingers. So use less than you think you need. It is quite good adhesive, and I have never had trouble with it falling apart. So there you go. I know, Marva. See, a clean craft table is not the sign of an organized mind. It's the sign of, oh my gosh, where did I put that? I know. I know. What's funny is that I was looking all over there, and I did not see it sitting on the cutting machine until I went to cut. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's put that on. And there you go. Very quick, very easy. This is a 1 postage stamp card. I'm almost 1,000% certain of it. It's certainly not thick, and it doesn't weigh hardly a thing. So you could make 3 or 4 of these and get away with a single stamp on each one, and you'll be ready to go. All right, so I'll see you here on Thursday. I don't know what we're going to make. It probably won't be a Christmas card. It probably will be a sneak peek of our new catalog. And just remember, this will be our last Christmas card video. We're still going to have videos, but it's not going to be Christmas cards anymore, okay? So if you're not done, you need to get done. Go back and look at some of the ones I've already given you and get it in gear, because, you know, the post office is going to say, well, you put it in the mail too late, so maybe she'll get it by Valentine's Day. All right, everybody, I hope you've had a good time. I hope you've liked the card, and have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Thursday. Thanks. Ta.